So we're coming into season 5, and of course the crucifixion is quickly approaching for the show. How do you prepare yourself emotionally for these supercharged moments that we're going to see in season 5? What kind of things did you experience?
I would say letting it surprise you is the secret, my secret. Not coming prepared to allow the actual impact to be on camera, in the moment. Because if we know what's about to come, we'll play the end of it. So I think trying to play it moment by moment and coming ready, locked and loaded for the beginning, and trusting that the story will carry you through to the end, rather than kind of knowing what's happening and anticipating. And I think throughout this season, there's so many moments that I personally felt as the character, and as not looking at myself from the outside, but from within, just total shock. You know, when we're called we're told that what he's doing in the market, total shock. When we arrive and see that color from him, just complete shock. So I think the kind of like, for me personally, the readiness is to allow myself to be surprised by what's about to happen, to let it actually impact in the most, brutal way.
Yeah, and to just trust that we have gone through this journey all together and over these years now. And so a lot of it is just about showing up, being present, and really trying to hear and listen innocently for the first time every time, because there's a lot being said and a lot of bombs being dropped, if you will. And so I think just trying to remain alive and present to all that, and then that does a lot of it, because we have laid the groundwork for years.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of the time, this is kind of a boring answer, but we've been on the show for so long that we have such amazing sets. And you can kind of see one behind you. That's the real backdrop of our upper room. Stuff like that helps you get into the moment so much easier. You're in the costume and everything, and for an actor, that kind of gets you there super quick. But also the triumphant entry, having 600 extras who are all so invested in the show. A lot of them are fans of the show. So these types of things put you in the world immediately. Like for the triumphant entry, we felt like rock stars. And that really helps for the beginning of the season, juxtaposed with what The Last Supper represents.
And it was surprising to all of us.
There was a genuine moment caught on camera.
Yes, they
surprise.
cheered, and we're like, whoa.
Yeah, we did not understand what we were walking into. Yeah.
Which is very unusual for for background to be so engaged in the show. It's a crazy gift, for us. It's just crazy.
Yeah. So I'm going to quote your director here. Dallas Jenkins has said, in relation to season 5.
George, you're fired. Whoa, crazy way to break the news.
Actually, he said Noah. No.
George, you get a raise.
Wait, that's even worse.
There's a bonus.
What he said was that viewers will see Jesus, quote, like never before. So I asked the three of you, what does that look like for you?
I think violence is, for me personally, I think that's a color that, I'm saying this because it's not a spoiler because we've seen it in the trailer, but it's, I think that color of him is something that we could not have anticipated. It was not part of any part of the journey. There's a line that you say in season 6, no spoiler, you know what I mean? That about after what happened, like what that represents, and maybe things are maybe different because of it, and that is just because everything has shifted during this season, and that it's shocking how it's happened.
I think definitely the clarity of the sorrow is scary, and I think that the sort of non-wishy-washiness about what he is saying is really frightening, disheartening, and almost impossible to take at face value, at least for me. Yeah. And that is a challenge.
And for my character in particular, season 4 is like the last rebuke, that one of many rebukes that James and John get. And I think that John learns from that. And it's interesting you say seeing Jesus like you've never seen him before. It takes in this season, or it takes Holy Week for John to kind of actually see through the parable and go, oh, hold on, I think I know what you're talking about. And that's kind of John keeping close, which is a little bit of foreshadowing as well, how he stays close to Jesus. He's listening ever more than ever before, rather. And he sees Jesus as someone who might not be here forever, which is something that John never could have calculated ever.